Welcome back. Today we are diving into Genesis chapter 44, and let me tell you, this is not just any story. It's more like a high-stakes thriller, a final, heart-stopping test in one of the greatest family dramas of all time. And really, it all boils down to one huge question. I mean, think about it. It's one thing to say you're sorry, but it's another thing completely to prove it. After you've made a massive mistake, how do you show with your actions, not just your words, that you are a different person? That's the test at the heart of this entire chapter. All right, so let's set the scene. We're inside the incredible palace of a powerful Egyptian ruler. You've got these towering columns, amazing carvings everywhere. But underneath all that beauty, the tension is just off the charts. Joseph, who's basically the second in command of all of Egypt, is giving a secret, very serious order to his head servant. The trap is officially being set. And check out how specific Joseph's plan is. This isn't random at all. It's a perfectly designed test. First, he's generous. Fill their sacks with food. Then he repeats a previous test, put their money back just to mess with their heads. And then, here's the kicker. He tells his servant to hide his personal, special silver cup in the sack of the youngest brother, Benjamin. Okay, so just imagine this. It's early morning, the sun's just coming up. The 11 brothers are leading their donkeys out of the giant city, and they are feeling amazing. Their sacks are stuffed with food, they somehow got their money back again, and most important of all, their little brother Benjamin is safe. They must be thinking, we did it! We survived! The relief must have been just incredible. But that amazing feeling of relief, it's about to get completely shattered. Out on the quiet road, they hear something, a rumble that gets louder and louder. It's the sound of horses, a chariot kicking up this huge cloud of dust, thundering right for them. It's Joseph's head servant. The trap has been sprung. The chariot skids to a stop and the steward hits them with this insane accusation. You can just picture the brothers' faces going from relief to total confusion. What? Steal from the guy who was just so good to us? That makes no sense. They are absolutely blindsided. And they are so sure that they're innocent, they make this crazy, terrifying promise. They don't just say, "Nuh-uh, not us." They raise the stakes as high as they can possibly go. They basically say, look, if one of us has it, kill him. And the rest of us will be your slaves for life. They're literally betting their lives and their freedom on it. So now the air is just thick with suspense. The steward gets down and starts the search. And he takes his time, going deliberately from the oldest brother's sack to the next. Every sound, the rustle of the bags, the clink of the money, must have sounded 100 times louder in the dead silence. He starts with Reuben, the oldest. Nothing. They probably breathe a tiny sigh of relief. Then Simeon's sack. Empty. Levi's? Empty. Judah's? All clear. You know, with every empty sack, they must be thinking, okay, we're good. The tension just keeps building and building until there's only one sack left. Benjamin's. The steward reaches his hand deep inside, and then he pulls it out. A flash of polished silver against the dark grain. It's the cup. You can just imagine the silence, the absolute horrified shock on everyone's faces. The trap worked perfectly. The brothers' reaction is instant. They do something people did back then to show complete and total grief. They literally rip their own clothes. Their world has just collapsed. Without saying a word, they load up their donkeys and start the long, silent, horrible walk back to the city to face a punishment they can't even imagine. So they're back in the palace, on the floor in front of Joseph, and he gives his sentence. Only Benjamin, the one who stole the cup, will be his slave. The rest of them, they can go home. Now this is the moment of truth. Years ago, they sold one brother into slavery. Are they going to abandon another one? But this time, something is totally different. This time, one brother stands up, and it's Judah. Judah. Remember, this is the guy who came up with the idea to sell Joseph in the first place, all those years ago. He was the one who chose money over his own brother. But the man who steps forward now, he is not that same person. He has completely changed. So Judah starts talking, but he's not making excuses. He's just explaining. He tells this powerful Egyptian the whole tragic story of their family. He talks about their dad, Jacob, who is an old man whose whole heart is tied to this one boy. He explains that Benjamin is the last son from the wife their father loved the most, Rachel. The other sign, Joseph, well, he's gone. And Judah says if they go home without Benjamin, the grief will literally kill their father. And then Judah drops this bombshell. He tells Joseph something he couldn't have known. He, Judah, made a personal, sacred promise to his dad. He put his own neck on the line. He basically said, if I don't bring Benjamin back, it's on me, forever. He took full 100% responsibility. And then comes the most incredible line in the whole story. Judah, the same guy who sold a brother for a handful of silver coins, now offers his own freedom. He says, please, take me instead. Let me be your slave for the rest of my life. Just let the boy go home. Wow. In that one sentence, Judah proves he's a new man. He passed the test. So what can we take away from this unbelievable story of change? We talk a lot about improving our dimensions, right? Fixing our character traits. Well, Judah's journey from a guy who betrays his brother to one who saves him is a masterclass. It's all about becoming what we call our brother's keeper. There's actually a really cool Hebrew word for this, arivut. It means we're all responsible for each other. We're all in it together. It's the idea that when someone you know is in trouble, that's your trouble too. Judah didn't say, tough luck, Benjamin, you got caught. He said, your problem is my problem. I'm with you. That right there, that's a arivut. So that brings us to this week's Midot Challenge. Here's how we can all practice this. Step 1, identify. Keep your eyes open for a friend or family member who looks like they need help, but maybe they're too shy to ask. Step 2, step up. Don't wait for them to ask you. Be like Judah. Jump in and say, hey, I can help, or don't worry, I've got your back. And step 3, follow through. Don't just offer to help, really take responsibility and make sure you see it through. And that brings us all the way back to the question we started with, but now it's for you to think about. Judah was willing to give up his freedom. It's a big question, but it's a good one. What are you willing to put on the line for the people you really love? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.